Part 3 of Am I the A-hole for jumping out of the way when my niece and nephew tried to push me into the pool, resulting in them falling in. Update to the update. A week after the update. Well, it's been an interesting last few days. I thought the shit had hit the fan before, but it was more of a fart compared to what happened this week. For this to make sense, I need to provide some financial context. My folks haven't ever been any good at saving money. I've been doing their taxes for years, so I pretty much know everything about them money-wise. Their house is paid for, and they have minimal debt, but they didn't save much for retirement. Both of them get Social Security, and Dad gets a solid pension, and they have a bit of savings, but there's no treasure chest in the basement. I bought their current car for them after they retired as a retirement present. That's so sweet. So they could have something nice to drive, and it was the first car in probably 20 years they didn't have to lease. Oh. My sisters are convinced the folks are dripping with money and that our parents will be leaving the two of them everything since I don't need more money. So they never cared about saving either. Oh God, these so entitled and so stupid. How can you have such a good, you have 3 children. One is perfect, or not perfect, but has some brains in their head, and the other 2 are just terrible. I don't get it. And they have the same upbringing. Turns out my older sister and her husband, they have 3 kids, have been living beyond their means for some time and are in financial straits. They've maxed out their credit cards and are behind on their car leases to the point that one of them is going to get repossessed. He bragged in the past about making X per year, and it turns out he's made about half that. She's confessed all this to Mom on Tuesday because they need a loan and this was the what the fuck moment for my mom and my dad, that for the last 3 years, instead of staying at the vacation house regularly, she's actually been renting it out once a month or so and pocketing the cash. We're talking $2,000 for a weekend, or at least $4,000 a week. That's just disgusting. I'm actually appalled. With them being cut off from using the place, she had to cancel one group already. Now she's worried they'll lose everything. My folks aren't in any position to give them a loan. My other sister was aware of her renting out the place, but of course hadn't ever said anything. I suspect she'd done the same thing as well, because I went up there once to drop off an ATV that I had been working on, and there was a family there who claimed to be staying there with my sister and her family, and that they'd gone to town for something. Ugh, that's just gross, having random people. Okay, I know people do Airbnbs, but the fact that you're renting out a property that's not even yours, and the owners coming in and finding random people there, I would be absolutely livid. At the time, I let it go. I figured she'd loan the house to some friends, but I've always wondered. I would have kept pulling at that thread. I wouldn't have let that go, but okay, to each his own. I found all this out through my folks, who were pretty stressed out about it. Mom more than Dad. He's mainly just pissed off about it all. I know Dad feels betrayed, and I imagine he's embarrassed that he's in no position to help his daughter out. He did reiterate that as long as it's up to him, the girls won't be using the vacation home anytime soon. My folks let me know what's going on because they figured my sisters would pull a full court press on me next, and they were right. On Tuesday, my sisters came to our place again, without husbands this time, and waited outside the door until I got home. I had to choose between fighting them in public, them making a scene, if I went in without them, or letting them in, so I let them in. I got a bullshit story from my older sister, with the younger one backing her up regarding why I needed to let them use the mountain place again immediately. They also said I've been a shitty brother and that I needed to step up and plan on paying for their kids' college tuition. Oh my God, the entitlement has no bounds. Really? Why? Did he birth them out of his ass? What's going on here? because that's what family does. Sure. I let them pitch their story, then called them out based on what my folks had told me. Things went to shit from there. Things had already been shit, but okay. There was denial, crying, cursing, yelling, you name it. I swear my ears are still ringing 2 days later. I won't lie, I said some really mean and shitty things to them, but nothing that wasn't true. They finally left about an hour later. After that, I took a shower and laid down. When I got up, my wife was home, and her first words were she'd had to block more phone numbers because my sisters were blowing up her phone from new ones. My folks messaged me yesterday asking me to call. I'm sure my sisters have told them some bullshit version of what happened, but I'm not up to rehashing it yet. I'm usually a pretty energetic person, but this drama has beaten me down. I had just enough energy today to drive up to the vacation house and padlock the entrance gate shut. Good for you. I'm the only one with the key. I'm guessing that it will be enough to ensure my siblings leave the place alone and that they'd probably die trying to walk 400 yards uphill to get to the house. That one, it reminds me of Will Ferrell in Anchorman. Well, that escalated quickly. Yeah, the entitlement here, it's just this. I'm sorry, the sisters, this is all their fault, and their spouses. They don't have they you don't owe these people anything, period. I don't even know why this is in the am I the a-hole category, because it's obvious that you are not the a-hole. You were trying to help out your parents. You were actually letting them use the house, which they were taking full advantage of. Absolutely disgusting. I mean, just the shame is the kids. Okay. They seem like brats, yes, but they're children. So they have to have learned this behavior somewhere, or the fact that the parents are not doing anything about it. That's a problem. Um, I don't even know. Yeah, like I said, I don't know why this isn't the am I the a-hole. Hands down, not the a-hole. I wonder if they're going to do a fourth update to see maybe these crazy sisters try to like pull something like taking them to court or something. But yeah, what did you guys think? I mean, I think my my head would have exploded, like the entitlement there, and just yeah, it's a dumpster fire. What do you guys think?